Hey, what's up, fam? This is Nick, also known as the Progressive Martial Artist, and we have the results of the Progressive Policy Task Force that was working with Joe Biden on crafting a platform that will have us galvanated and excited to vote for Joe Biden. Now, this the Progressive Policy Task Force, was a massive disappointment, but it wasn't a surprise to me at all. I mean, you can look back at my previous videos. You can look back at my previous tweets at FlyTie MMA. I already told you guys that from day one, this is a sham. Just to get, I'm not being mean when I say this. When I say low info voting progressives, but more, I mean like more of the casual observer. Like when they made this task force, looking at the results here, it's clear they was going for the demographic that would be okay with just hearing the headline that Biden Sanders has a policy task force. Because I'm looking at the results of these, and it's absolutely horrendous. And not only horrendous, it's a slap to the face of the progressive movement. And this is what happens when you pledge your support for a politician, like immediately, without any pushback. This is what happened when you let Trump derangement syndrome take over your brain and allow them to sell you a neoliberal corporatist like Joe Biden without any pushback at all. So let's look at what they didn't include on this task force here. No money out of politics. No legalized marijuana. No Green New Deal. No Medicare for all. What was the point of the Progressive Policy Task Force? It seems to me, I don't have the list in front of me of what they actually did get, but it seems to me that everything that they did get is just common sense program. I know they have a $15 minimum wage, which isn't a living wage anymore. Living wage now should be around $20 an hour. $15 minimum wage. The fight for 15 started over 10 years ago. You guys don't think the cost of living has went up? If I run, I will have a $20 minimum wage. You got it. The whole idea is the living wage is supposed to be constantly moving, so they got the $15 minimum wage, but they don't even have a living wage. So I'm looking at these results, and I'm side-eyeing every single progressive that was a part of this. I completely don't even understand what you guys were even trying to accomplish. I guess this was a career move, I guess. Because when I said during the course of the Bernie campaign, when I said Medicare for all or bust, I meant it. And I'm tired. I am really, really tired of people pretending that 68,000 Americans dying each year because they don't have health care isn't a big deal. I'm tired of it. Joe Biden, apparently the story was Bernie Sanders and his team was strongly advocating for legalizing marijuana as well. And Joe Biden's team was not having it. That was a no-go. Are you kidding me? So we have Joe Biden that's going back to his old school crime bill roots. We all understand, and this is far from a conspiracy theory. This is common knowledge that the drug war was essentially the new Jim Crow because it was a way for Richard Nixon to go after hippies and black people, as admitted by his aides. And you look at the results. White people use marijuana way more than black people, but we arrested way more for marijuana crimes. Marijuana and drug prohibition and drug prohibition is a deeply regressive law enforcement policy. Instead of going after the rampant white-collar crime, the rampant sex trafficking trade, which would be a progressive law enforcement because these are people who are usually better off. When you go after drug users, they don't go after the rich drug user. There's actually a DEA agent that literally blew the whistle and said that they was told not to go after wealthy drug users because people who have money can hire lawyers and can fight the system. You know who can't fight the system? You know who's screwed? You know who got to take plea deals? It's the poor people. And you have Joe Biden and his administration that is endorsing this racist criminal justice system that is designed to go after the working class. He's endorsing that. Medicare for all and legalizing weed is such a slam dunk policy position. I can't trust your judgment if you can't get behind that. So what I said, and this is a massive, massive concession on my end. Legalize marijuana, Medicare for all, I vote for Joe Biden. I would hate it, but I would do it. Because Medicare for all is extremely important. In any other scenario, 68,000 Americans dying each year because they don't have health care is a national crisis. And I'm tired of pretending that it's not. I'm tired of pretending that it's not. So, no Medicare for all, no vote. And you gotta understand, once again, that's a massive concession. That's me being extremely nice to Joe Biden. Because if you look at all of Joe Biden's record, there is so many things to disqualify him for. His warmongering. See, I'm just thinking about it right now, man. It made me sick to my stomach that I would even say that. That I would vote for him if he would support Medicare for all. He supported the Iraq War. 1 million dead Iraqi citizens. He supported the crime bill that ravaged the African American community. He supported the bankruptcy bill and been a shield to the credit card companies that promoted trickle-up economics that destroyed the middle class. I rented out a car and was charged with a higher interest rate than I should have because I was black. Because you know what happened? Credit card companies and any kind of loan, they has proven to discriminate against people of color. And Joe Biden put policy that will make it harder to go after people who charge higher interest rates. See, once again, just thinking about this, it drives me crazy. Joe Biden endorsed Donald Trump's foreign policy across the board. He wasn't in power, so he didn't vote for his military budget, but there's no doubt in my mind he would. No doubt in my mind. Elizabeth Warren did, Amy Klobuchar did, the Democratic Club did, Nancy Pelosi did, so why wouldn't I assume that Joe Biden wouldn't? Joe Biden supports Donald Trump on Venezuela. Actually, he ran to the right to Joe Biden of Donald Trump on Venezuela. He's been more hawkish against China. Joe Biden, by all categories, is disqualified. But Trump is so bad, I'm willing to make the concession if you support Medicare for all, if you support legalizing marijuana, if you do both of those, that's all the pill. They can't even do that. If they can't even do that, what did that tell you about their administration? Joe Biden is not even giving the lip service that Barack Obama did on foreign policy and on these domestic issues. Back when he ran at progressive in 2008. We can't even get that. Right? So, I'm going to hold fast in my belief that we should... like, this election is already lost. Because I understand that Trump is horrific. But Joe Biden, his administration is going to be complete media complicity, complete harmony between the Joe Biden administration and the permanent state. So I cannot in good conscience support this. And if you look at the people that were backing Joe Biden, the George Bush officials, for example, do you guys think the Lincoln Project and these George Bush officials are pumping all these insane amount of money promoting Joe Biden and they don't want anything out of it? Who's the child now? So I had to talk about this because I'm tired of justifying why I'm not voting for Joe Biden. It's a no-brainer after seeing what the Progressive Policy Taskforce got accomplished. But anyway, I appreciate you guys checking this video. My thing is Medicare for all bust. When I said no middle ground, I meant it. Progressive martial arts. Sign out.